A medium salvager is a ship I've personally been waiting for a long time to get a hold of, and with the new Argo MOTH, that medium salvager has been delivered. It's a shiny new ship, and yes, there will be a review to follow to cover it in more detail, but many of you may be interested in some initial impressions while waiting for that video. I'm Farrister, and this video takes a first look at the Argo MOTH, shares some initial thoughts about the ship, while showcasing some gameplay. So, to begin with, the MOTH has a similar style to the Mole, in that the salvage heads are on turrets and can't be controlled from the pilot's chair. That means the inevitable seat switching and ladder journey in order to be able to scrape for a solo player. Of course, not every ship has to be soloable, but to my mind, medium ships should straddle both solo and multi-crew options, a bit like the Constellation, for example. The coverage on the salvage turrets itself are good, so there's some flexibility to move the salvage head around. That makes the turrets better at salvaging ships that have a larger surface area rather than multiple small panels. At time of recording, there is a confirmed issue which drastically nerfs the scraping speed of the salvage head, making it next to useless for gathering RMC. But if the fix for that makes it 10 times faster, the MOTH should be a fair salvager for both RMC and construction materials. For construction materials, the pilot controls the muncher mechanic for disintegrating ships, and that feels much more natural for the solo player. Once again, this means that the MOTH lends itself more to ship salvaging rather than panel salvage. The auto-eject feature is probably nice for some, as long as it works reliably, and kicking out 8 SCU crates is definitely helpful for larger hauls. The MOTH does offer multi-crew gameplay for salvagers, but no more so than the Reclaimer already did. In fact, arguably the Reclaimer is the better choice for a crew, even a small crew, able to do so much more for exactly the same crew count. The cargo capacity is considerable, with 192 SCU externally and another 32 SCU inside, which makes it an interesting option for haulers as well as salvagers. For those with a raft, it's an interesting decision about whether to upgrade. The raft is probably still much easier to load and unload, but the MOTH can sort of do those same medium hauls, but with the option to salvage too. The salvage hoppers can store 32 SCU, ideally that might be a little more to facilitate construction materials from the largest of targets, like the 600i or Starfarer. But all in all, it means that the MOTH can go out and grab a whole load of salvage and bring plenty back without the need for a mothership. It's also the medium size of construction materials, sitting neatly between the Reclaimer and the little boys. On a semi-related note, as Valentine's Day approaches, Star Citizen celebrates with the annual Coromore-themed activities. To that end, the fine folks over at CIG have kindly provided an Argo MOTH LTI game package with Lovestruck paint to give away to a lucky person in the audience. The theme for the giveaway will take the form of a contest to answer the question, in the context of Star Citizen, how would you spread the love with an Argo MOTH? To enter, submit your answer to that question via the link to a Google form in the video description, entries closing at midnight after 27th February 2026. Also linked below are the full rules. Entries are limited to 1 per person, and the winning entry will be selected entirely at my discretion. For the purposes of Google, I need to make clear that the contest is free to enter, and that YouTube has absolutely nothing to do with this giveaway. And for your safety, I'll contact the winner directly via Spectrum and/or email. You'll not need to provide any more information at that point, and as always, be very dubious of anybody claiming to be Farrister telling you that you've won a prize. It's great to be able to do this kind of giveaway for the benefit of you, dear audience, so I'm grateful to the folks over at CIG for spreading the love during Coromore. I should probably also make clear that I'm not an employee, agent, or representative of Roberts Space Industries or its affiliates. This giveaway is purely to celebrate your engagement with Star Citizen content, so I look forward to reading some of your entries. So back to the Moth. To my mind, first impressions are that it's a very welcome addition to the game, to some extent filling the gap between the Vulture and Fortune and the Reclaimer. But it's not as solo friendly as I had hoped, taking some of the shortfalls of the Mole as well as the strengths. And it's hard to justify the crew count, as invariably a crew might just be as well taking out a Reclaimer for the same number of people. So it's not really the ship I've been waiting for, but is still quite welcome to help fill out the Salvager lineup. But what do you think of the Argo Moth? I'll be interested to read some of your thoughts in the video comments. As always, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel but would like YouTube to show you more videos like this, then you might want to press that button, but otherwise, and as always, thank you for watching.